Hello. Hey guys. Okay. Okay. There we go. That's better. How is everybody? Happy, what day is it today? Wednesday? How are you guys? Hi. Hi Sabrina. Hi Ashley. Hi Sarah. Hi Lakita. How are you? Hi Sarah. Kristen. Okay, so if you're watching live, let me know where you're from. Give me a hashtag with your country. Love to see where you guys are. Love to give you guys all a shout out. Anybody that is tuning in live. If you're watching the replay, still want to know where you're from, so give me a hashtag replay as well and let me know where you are from. This video, I feel like I'm really low down. I feel like I need to, you know what? I'm going to get on my knees. There we go. That's better. Hi, Victoria. How are you? So this video is like a year and a half in the making. This is something that I have been wanting to talk to you guys about for a very long time. I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit hesitant, to be honest, because I know that there is a lot of stigma attached to Botox. And I don't want people thinking negatively about me. I just, as a person, just don't want that. But at the same time, I really wanted to talk to you guys about it because it has gotten to a point where I truly believe that it has become a blessing for me. It has allowed me to do a lot of things that I normally wouldn't have been able to do. And so I really wanted to hop on here and give you guys a little bit about my feedback and tell you a little bit about my backstory. Because it really has made a huge difference in the quality of life that I have now. Hey, Sandy. Hi, Ashley. Oh, you have yours booked for today. Awesome. Sandy, I can't wait to hear this. Oh, migraines. I know. Sandy and I talk a lot about migraines. I always see her migraine posts. She always sees my migraine posts. What I do want to tell you guys is just to give you guys a little bit of, a feedback about what I was dealing with prior to trying the Botox treatments for migraines. And then I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the placement of where they put the Botox and, pain and aftercare. I'm going to give you guys the lowdown of the whole thing, cost, etc. So I'm going to tell you guys, Brandy, you've been getting Botox for 9 years. Awesome, Brandy. Okay, so basically, I've lived my entire life with severe headaches, tension headaches, weather-related headaches, and then also migraines. It's not something that was sudden, that all of a sudden just came up. This is something that I've lived my entire life with. I remember even as a child, having headaches. I don't know if they were migraines or not, but they were definitely bad enough headaches that they would stop me from playing outside with my friends and stuff like that. So as a child, I've had them. As a teenager, they got significantly worse and more common. I do remember that it would stop me from doing a lot of things as a teenager. But they were in a point where that I would get them between, 4 to 10 times a month. So not chronic, not extreme, but enough that I remember that they were very bad. And then when I had Michaela, after I became a mom, I don't know what happened in your body as hormones and stuff, but I went from having, a few migraines a month to having them almost daily. So I was getting migraines 4 to 5 times a week. And they started getting to a point where they were debilitating. So it wasn't just headaches or tension headaches or stress headaches caused by my anxiety. These were headaches that were actually, I would wake up in the middle of the night in severe pain, nauseous. I would have the spins. I would be looking, I'd have to find a focal point so that I could look at something because the world would be spinning. And it was got to a point, especially in the spring and the summer, where it was pretty much daily. I was pretty much guaranteed to have a migraine or a tension headache or a really severe headache every single day. And when we were dealing with Michaela's thing, we were visiting the hospital every day, and I'd be getting these migraines. And with anybody that suffers with migraines knows that it's so hard to move on and do anything, right? Because you can't block out pain that's like inside of your head. I could hear like the blood inside of my head. It was really weird, but it was like I could feel it, I could hear it. It was absolutely terrible, but I couldn't not take her to her appointments. I needed to be able to do these things that, you know, as a mom, I had to be able to get up and watch the kids and give them breakfast. And I was just in such horrible, horrible pain, but I couldn't just lay there in the dark like what I needed to be doing. So I had to actually be active. Now, because I was going to doctor's appointments so often, it was got to a point where I was like, I can't go to more doctor's appointments for me. Like, I'm already over the amount of doctor's appointments. Like, I'm done with doctor's appointments. So I was posting about my migraines like I often do. You often probably see my migraine posts on Facebook if you follow me. They happen quite often. And somebody had told me that Botox had really helped them. I made a post about it about a year and a half ago, and I had a ton of feedback and a ton of people messaging me, letting me know how much it's helped them. So I went to go to my doctor to see about getting the Botox. And what happens is, the problem is that in Canada, and I'm pretty positive it's the same in the US, it might be different, check with your doctor, but in where I am, in order to get Botox covered by medical insurance, you need to go through like a whole rigmarole. Like, you have to have tried pretty much every medicine, you've had to have gone for multiple tests and go for lots of appointments. Well, I didn't have time to do that. I was dealing with daily headaches, and I didn't want to be putting more medicine into my body. I didn't want to be taking these pills that I know hadn't worked for me in the past. I didn't want to start a whole new regimen trying to take these medicines because I've dealt with that in the past, and they didn't work for me. I still had the headaches. I still had the migraines. So I ended up going and looking into seeing how I could go and get it not covered. So I just pay out of pocket for it. So that's what I did. I ended up going and talking to a doctor that administers Botox. And he had said that because he's a plastic surgeon and not a neurologist or whatever doctor it is that needs to give you the migraine Botox for the migraines, he can't give me Botox specifically for migraines. In order to get that, he'd have to go through all the tests, and it would be like months and months and a whole pile of stuff in order to get it. And I wasn't willing to wait. I was dealing with headaches every single day, and I didn't want to keep testing. He said, however, the reason that Botox was discovered that works for migraines is because women or men were getting Botox for their wrinkles, and they were discovering that it was actually helping with their headaches, tension headaches and migraines. And so he said he can give me the Botox for wrinkles and it could help with the migraine. So I thought, that to me, I could get it right away. I knew that this is what I wanted to try. If you know me as a person, you know I'm not willing to like wait around. Once I made a decision and I want something, I make sure I go get it. So that is exactly what I decided to do. I went and I got the Botox on the first time, and again, the same spots on your forehead is the same spots that they put it for the migraines. Now, this means there is extra spots that a neurologist will put. Thank you, Sandy. It is a neurologist. Will put not extra, but Botox in your temporal region, and as well as the top of your head and the back of your head. So I don't get those. So I am going purely based on Botox in your forehead and how it's helped my migraines. So I don't do the other part. I just do the forehead part. I do pay out of pocket for you, and I will let you know how much that costs towards the end of the video. Just make sure you remind me, guys. So the first time I went, I was really scared because, to be honest, Botox is scary. You hear a lot of horror stories. If you've ever Googled it or looked online, you've probably seen like people that have had the absolute worst of the worst happen, right? Where their eye is like down here, or like there's like things like or even people with that get the Botox in the back of the neck and the shoulder region where their heads are heavy and they end up not being able to lift their heads up. So because I was petrified, he really calmed my nerves and let me know. Again, this is an actual doctor that is doing it. I didn't see a nurse practitioner. I'm seeing an actual doctor that does the Botox. So he assured me that, it's very unlikely, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk. I was getting headaches every single day and I wanted them to stop. So for me, it was worth the risk. The risk is like nothing. Though we always see, and dealing with Michaela's thing, I was always warned not to Google things because you're going to see the worst of the worst. But for me, knowledge is power, and I'd rather know what I could possibly get into. So I did all the Googling, and so I said, I don't want to be frozen faced. Like you hear other horror stories where people can't move their eyebrows. So I wanted to make sure that that was not the case. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. That is a myth. People think that you're going to be frozen, that you're not going to be able to make facial expressions, but it's not true. Okay. So when he did the procedure, I had this done for the first time a year and a half ago. So I've been doing this for a year and a half. And what they do is they do a shot here. I can't remember if it's 2 shots or 1. Shot here. There's a couple shots across here and then up here. And these are the ones up here that really help. They actually block the pain transmitters or something, are the ones that are way up here, really high up. So that's it. Just a few here. This one here, I know it helps with my tension headaches, because if you have a tension headache, that's where you carry the pain, is right here. So this right here really helped again with this. And that's it. So it ended up, I can't remember how many units they use, but it's under 50. And so it's not many. And the side effects are awesome because it causes a smooth forehead. So that's pretty awesome side effect if you ask me. It does not hurt at all. I don't find that there's any pain associated when they do it. The only thing I don't really like about it when they actually do the procedure is that you can hear it because it's so close to your ear. It's weird. You hear like a crunching, but the needle is very, very thin and it doesn't go very deep at all. Nerve blockers. Yes. Forehead or nerve blockers. I don't know if it was nerve blockers exactly. I can't remember. Again, it was like a year and a half ago, but there was something up here that this is a really important one up here. Stops the pain somehow. That's all I know. So, had the procedure done. I go home. They tell me you're not going to notice anything for about 4 to 5 days, and it could take, up to 2 weeks for you to actually really truly feel the results. They also said that with migraines, oftentimes it's not the first procedure that makes a difference; it's the second procedure. So I had that knowledge already as I was going home. So it was good. I didn't have any weird lazy eyes or anything like that. And I actually liked it because I thought somehow it lifts up your eyebrows a little bit. So you get a little bit more of a awake look. But you can see I can move my eyebrows. I can look mad. I can look happy and excited. So it's fine. I can still make facial expressions. I'm not frozen in time. But I will tell you that the very first time I had it done, my headaches went from 4 to 5 times a week down to about 2 a month. So I was still getting migraines. When I got a migraine, it was still just as bad. As before, but going from 4 to 5 a week down to 2 a month was amazing. I was like, I'm doing this all the time. I am never not doing this. So the cost with it was, and again, some people when you get it done at a neurologist, they're going to do it in your temple, top of your head, and the back of your head. I'm just speaking purely on the forehead region because that's all that they would do for somebody that's not going to go and jump through their hoops to figure out whether or not their medicine that you're supposed to take is going to work, because I wasn't willing to do that. So all I get is here. But from 4 to 5 a week down to 1 to 2 a month is mind blowing. So much so that even a year and a half later, I know my triggers, right? So a trigger for a migraine for me is often the weather. And also I do want to tell you guys that before I did go for the Botox for the migraines, I will tell you, I tried everything else. Like I tried all the natural remedies. Like I went to a naturopath. They told me to take magnesium and all these supplements. They told me to try taking gluten out, try taking certain processed foods out, to eat clean. I tried all of those things. Some of it's not realistic as a mom. Like I just wasn't able to take out gluten out of my diet. Like I don't know if you guys have at all ever tried to remove gluten out of your diet, but it sucks. Like anybody that has to do that to like survive, that sucks. It's not a fun thing to have to go and read through all your ingredients and look to see what has gluten, and some things have it and you don't even know that they have it. There's secret words for it, and it was just crazy for me, and wasn't able to keep up with it. I tried the oils, and the oils is for somebody that has like a mild headache, the oils might help. They might be good. I don't know. But for me, I was like I would be throwing up. I would be sick. I would be physically ill. The world would be spinning. It was just crazy that an oil placed topically on my head was just not enough. Frankly, even a strong pain medicine would not be enough. I would still be dealing with it. So I just wanted to clarify, because I know I'm going to get people saying, well, try this. Dude, I tried them all. This was truly a last resort for me, aside from going and starting to pop pills, which I did not want to do. I did not want to be taking pills all the time. And for the rest of my life, I just didn't want to be. So I just wanted, I much prefer the Botox. Even talking to a few of my nurse friends that also deal with migraines, and they get the Botox, they totally say, like, there's some of the drugs that people take for migraines, and they can cause lifelong problems later on in life. And they're just seeing that now. So for me, it really made a huge impact for me to be able to do for the Botox. Honestly, it works amazing for me. It's been fantastic, and that's only using doing the part, quarter of the amount that people get, and it still made a huge impact. Now I still, like I said, I still get migraines. And the other thing too is, because I'm paying out of pocket, it costs, I get under 50 units, so which is $450, right? So, every 4 months I will go and pay like $450. So it's, $2,000 a year to go from 5 migraines a week down to 2 a month. So it to me, it's absolutely worth it. 100% recommend doing it. You get a really cool side effect, which is smoothing out of your lines and your wrinkles, and look a little bit younger and a little bit more awake and alert. And the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys, I forget. I can't remember. Oh, it'll come back to me in a second. So I'm just going to scroll through it, see if you guys have any questions. Feel free to comment. Feel free to share this video if you know anybody that's been thinking about it, that deals with chronic migraines. It might help them. It really might. It really, truly helped me. Oh, that's it. So sometimes it would be like a day in the summertime in Canada. It goes from our summers are crazy here in Ontario, but in a day, it'll go sunny and blue skies to crazy thunderstorms to sunny and blue skies again, and then crazy thunderstorms. We'd have days where it was a constant battle of the weather. The weather was just like this. And I would normally be flat on my back on those days, because the change in the barometric pressure would send my brain for I always say that I was the best weather. I'd be an amazing weather girl, because I could report the weather days ahead of time, because I knew if I had a massive migraine, it was going to be, I could often tell that it was probably because of some crazy weather that's coming. Um, and so we'd have days like that in the summer, and I would be totally fine, no migraine at all. And I would be like, we'd be driving the car, I'd be like, Mike, like this weather is nuts, and I haven't had a migraine in a month. So Mike has really noticed the difference. He doesn't hear me complaining about them. Now, the other thing I will tell you guys is that they say to go, if you're dealing with migraines and you're doing Botox for migraines, that you actually want to go every 3 months. I've been going every 4, and I feel like that is an absolute problem because after the 3 months, that's when my migraines start coming back. So that's when I can start I'll feel it in my forehead. It's like almost like a tingly. It doesn't hurt, but I can feel that it gets kind of like, oh, it's kind of itchy. Like I can feel in my forehead again. And, if I was to go every 3 weeks and stay on top, or every 3 months and stay on top of it, I probably would get even less migraines than what I get now. But because I am a mom, and by the time I remember to make an appointment, it's like can't get an appointment for 2 weeks. I end up waiting the 4 months, and that 4th month is the month that I will start getting migraines back. So it is not one of those things where like you can get it done, that's it for you, you're good. It's a constant upkeep. Only lasts 5 to 6 weeks. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know about that, but I definitely noticed on the 4th month, that's when my migraines come back. And that's when Mike's like, you got to go make an appointment because why are you doing this to yourself when you know the Botox works? Why don't you just go? And I'm like, yes, I should. I got to make an appointment to go because I don't need to be dealing with all of this stuff when I know that this works for me. So that is it, guys. I just wanted to pop on real quick. Again, this is something that I've wanted to tell you guys about for like a year because it's worked really good for me and it's really, really helped my quality of life. If you're dealing with migraines a lot, then you know how debilitating they are and you know how terrible and how awful it is. Like I couldn't drink wine. I was, trying to watch my diet and do a journal. I was taking all these supplements. I was doing all these things and it was still not helping. I was still getting the same amount of migraines. So this for me has been an absolute blessing. So let me just scroll back, make sure I got everybody. Because Brandy's saying she has less migraines now because of the health supplements. I went down to having them 3 to 4 times a year as opposed to monthly beforehand. Oh, that's awesome. I wish the supplements worked for me. I tried a lot of things like the magnesium. Magnesium is awesome for my anxiety, but it didn't take away any of the migraine pain. But Brandy's saying Botox is amazing for pain, Sandy. Okay. Also become immune to meds. That might make sense. I get that. That totally makes sense. Does it hurt bad? Karen's asking if it hurts bad. Honestly, no. I mean, I have a high threshold for pain. Like I'll go get like stupid tattoos on my foot, which is apparently like the most painful spot to get tattoos. But it's done and over with in like less than 5 minutes. It really is it's like kind of like a bee sting, but like nowhere near as painful as a bee sting. So it's just it hurts for like a second and then it's gone. It's good. Like it's not like a forever pain. It's not something that, but it only goes in a very little bit. The only weird thing I find with the actual procedure itself is that I can hear it. It's like a cracking noise. It's like, I don't know. It's like a crack. And I find that kind of odd and disturbing, but the actual pain part itself, I mean, if you're dealing with constant migraines, this pain and like a couple pricks in your forehead is nothing. It's nothing in order to be able to stop your migraines. It's totally worth it. Tara saying I have chronic migraines and I'll take Topramate that made your life manageable. Absolutely. And I mean, if the medicine is working for you, that's fantastic. Also, staying on top of the medicine was another problem that I had. Even like I have social anxiety. So I'm supposed to be taking an antidepressant. It's actually not an antidepressant. I don't know what it is. But I was supposed to be taking that every single day, and I just can't stay on top of it. It's just my own problem of not remembering my own self. Everybody else comes first. I come last, and it'll be like 11 p.m. at night, and I'm like, I didn't take my pill again today. So it's part of just my own self, right? But if you're able to take the medicine and it's working for you, then obviously you don't need to go to this next level. Bring them on camera. I don't know what that means. Okay, Brandy, my doctor does it. Oh, TMJ, totally, Brandy. I don't have that. But I have heard amazing things that it works for TMJ. And I actually think my son Jackson, who's my non-sleeping 4-year-old, he grits his teeth at nighttime. I can hear it. I can hear it across the hallway. I can hear him gritting his teeth. And I'm like, oh no, I hope you don't have, because he has like night terrors too, right? So I'm like, oh, I hope he's not going to have an issue with that. Does it matter if appointment is on the day you have a migraine? I don't think it matters. This last time I went to get my refill, I did have a massive headache, and it did hurt a little bit more. She's like, oh, you're super sensitive today. I'm like, yeah, because my head is pounding. So get this done so we can get on with life. Yeah, notice when you didn't do it a few times in a row, your jaw started hurting. Absolutely. That's the problem with Botox. I mean, it's like you have to do it quarterly, but it's better than popping pills every day. In my opinion, it's better than popping pills every day, which I had tried in my 20s, tried it. It didn't stop it. So I'm not sure that it would help now in my 30s, but collagen to help headaches. Ooh, what's that? Collagen, like you actually take collagen? You have had migraines when your doctor... Oh, okay. Oh, Brandy's answering your question too. Yeah, she's gone through. She's had migraines when her doctor did her as well. So again, if you're okay, if you want, chances are, if you have migraines, you've probably been back and forth with your doctor anyways, and I've already tried all of the medicines, so you might be able to get it covered by your insurance if you're in the States, or by OHIP or whatever your insurance is. It's very possible that they will cover it, and then you don't have to worry about paying out of pocket, and you can go to a neurologist and they could do it in the back of your head. They could do it here, which would be totally my choice. If I could go back in time, I would do it that way. But it was just at that time in my life where I was like, I don't have time to make any more doctor's appointments, and I'm not going to try a ton of more pills. Even if there is new pills out there that's supposed to work, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go and get it done myself. But it's worked. It's worked amazing. Tara, it's under $450. So I believe it's $450 for 50 units. I think that they only used like 30. I don't want to say for sure, but I think they only used about 30 units when they do my forehead. And so that actually saves some units for the next time. So it's actually cheaper the next round. I don't know. I bank units apparently. I'm not sure how that works, but that's what they do. So that's it, guys. So if anybody can't talk. Anybody else has any more questions, feel free to comment below. Again, it's been absolutely amazing. Went from 4 to 5 migraines a week down to 1 to 2 a month. So they're not gone completely. I still get them occasionally, but it's been absolutely life-changing for me. So I can fly. I used to be able to not fly. Anybody that gets migraines, I don't know if you guys get them when you fly, but flying would be a huge trigger for me. I don't know if it's the oxygen that they're pumping into the cabin, or if it's just the pressure, change of air pressure, but I would be in absolute pain anytime I flew. So going on vacations, was terrible. It'd be the first day right off. Don't count on me to do anything the first day of flying, because I would be getting these headaches. And now I can fly. I fly no problem. I get land, got no headache. It's awesome. It's amazing how good it feels to just not walk around with worrying about headaches all the time. Let's see here. How long before it works? Tara, like I said this earlier on at the very beginning, but sorry, my cleaning lady's here and she's just vacuuming, so I'll just talk a little bit closer. It's about 4 to 5 days before you actually notice a difference as far as the Botox in. But it's about 2 weeks before really the full effect. And like they said to me, that I might not notice a change in my headaches the first time I get it done. It might not be until the second, which I think is the problem when other people that are going to try to get this as a pain management, they go the first time, it doesn't work, they don't go for a second time. And the second time is the one that works. So it's definitely something that you want to try at least 2 times before you make a decision on whether or not it works. All right. So that's it. I get migraine after migraine. Okay. $900 for just the Botox script. Yeah, I'm not sure where you're from, but it's different. Depends on where you go and how much you get, right? So if you're doing the full thing, it would probably cost more, but again, it would probably not cost more because you're going to be able to get it written off with your insurance. So that's it, guys. I hope you all have an amazing day. I hope this has helped. Giving you a little bit of knowledge about it. And I mean, don't just take my word on it. Go and do the research yourself, talk to your doctor. But for me, it absolutely has been worth it. It is awesome. And I just will not stop doing it because I know that it works. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Bye.